More than 23 million subscribers, over 7.7 billion video views, millions of dollars of yearly revenue, all achieved by one channel called Smosh. And it's all been vaporized.
Regretfully, Defy Media has ceased operations today. We are extremely proud of what we've accomplished here at Defy, and in particular want to thank all the employees who work here. We deeply regret the impact that this has had on them today. Unfortunately, market conditions got in the way of us completing our mission.
That's right, the Juggernaut, formerly known as Smosh, is shutting down. What exactly happened? Well, from what I understand, the liquidation of Smosh stems from the parent company known as Defy Media. This company has been drowning in sewage since the beginning and has a long history of scummy and immoral behavior. The relationship between Smosh and Defy Media started off on a bad foot when, in 2011, Anthony sold Smosh to what would eventually become Defy Media in return for stock. This was a long-term business decision made by the original masterminds of Smosh, which in hindsight was a terrible move, but at the time it probably felt like the best thing to do. When you sell something for stock in a company, you are gaining shares in that company in exchange for ownership of the product or brand that you possess. Shares are, in essence, partial ownership of a company, meaning, hypothetically, you should be getting a portion of the company's overall revenue and have a voice in the decision-making process. So when you sell for stock, you're selling with the impression that you will generate money with the stock. The issue is stock is only valuable when the company is public, and the company that Ian and Anthony purchased stock in return for Smosh, was not public and never went public. So their stocks were completely valueless. The two were employed at Defy Media, and they had salaries with Defy Media, but they just sat back watching hundreds and millions of dollars of revenue stemmed from their brainchild Smosh vanishing. They made a fraction of what they rightfully deserved because the corrupt and greedy corporation of Defy Media took complete advantage of them. They had no legal representation on the matter, and they probably didn't know exactly what they were doing when they sold Smosh, and Defy took advantage of them and, left them with as few pennies as they could. One could only imagine the impact that this had on Ian and Anthony of Smosh. Anthony mentioned it in his video that he had to go to therapy due to the feeling he had that he'd given away hundreds of millions of his money. It's heartbreaking. Defy Media was involved in another scandal when Andy Signor, the producer of Honest Trailers, was involved in a sexual harassment bout. Allegations from multiple women were filed, and the company blatantly ignored the girls' claims, doing everything they could to protect Andy and to protect their money. When a claim filed by Twitter user @April13Dawn went public, Defy Media swiftly terminated Andy Signor. Now, this was not the only allegation that went public. Many girls came out and filed claims against Andy Signor, and the company finally decided they have to do something about it. But they were trying to protect their money, so if it's not a huge public issue, of course they're not going to deal with it because that's the way these people operate. This gives insight into the company, which was obviously primarily focused on financial prowess and monetary gain over the behavior of their employees and ultimately the well-being of the public. With this in mind, it seems almost inevitable that Defy Media would play the dirtiest card of all and lay off all of its employees and affiliated YouTube channels should any financial distress occur. And that's exactly what they did. The employees of Defy Media, including the people who worked on YouTube channels like Smosh, are all left without a job. So what's next? Is Smosh gone for good? I cannot say whether or not this is the end for Smosh. There are many circumstances that could arise, allowing Smosh to continue their pursuit for and spread of childhood joy, happiness, and entertainment around the world. But should the brand Smosh be completely terminated, I refuse to believe that its former employees will sit down and allow themselves to be defeated. In his video regarding the subject, Anthony expressed an urge to help his friends avoid getting completely screwed over. This very well could mean Ian and Anthony reunite with the rest of the Smosh crew, developing something that would just blow everybody away. For me personally, Smosh brought a lot of joy to my childhood. Some of my first memories on YouTube were the Pokemon in real life videos that Ian and Anthony so brilliantly conceived. And who doesn't love Food Battle? I genuinely hope everybody at Smosh can regain their footing following the putrid actions performed by Black Hats at Defy Media. And I hope as fans, we will all be lucky enough to witness the reincarnation of Smosh and the reincarnation of Ian, Anthony, and all the brilliant minds over at Smosh. Following the recording of this video, Ian Hecox put out a tweet informing everybody that despite the closing of Defy Media, Smosh will not be going away. In fact, he mentions in the tweet that Smosh is already looking for another company to purchase Smosh. So again, this will not be the last time you see Smosh. The possibility still stands that Anthony may return to Smosh considering they are changing ownership, and his primary issues with Smosh was with Defy Media, the ownership. Thanks to everybody who watched to the end of this video or even chose to click on it. If you like this content and want to see more, drop a thumbs up on the video and click the subscribe button to become an official member of the Loosh Legion. I think we have like 56 subscribers at this point. Be sure to click the post notification bell to stay up to date on all the latest content, and leave a comment down below expressing your thoughts on the matter and what you think will come out of it. And please, if you haven't already, go check out Anthony Padilla's video regarding this very serious topic. He does a great job of explaining how he was poorly treated by Defy Media and all the circumstances surrounding it. That's all for this video. Loosh, logging out. More than 23 million subscribers, over 7.7 video views, and millions of dollars of monthly revenue, all achieved by one channel, Smosh. And it's all been completely vaporized. With this in mind, it seems almost inevitable that dirty media